Prepare to shift your perspective. The Stoics taught that understanding human nature is the key to mastering ourselves. These insights into human behavior, love, and desire will help you cultivate discipline, self-awareness, and wisdom. Epictetus once said, "If someone succeeds in provoking you, realize that your mind is complicit in the provocation." The same applies to love and relationships. Our expectations shape our emotions. After intimacy, men may seek solitude, while women often desire closeness. The Stoic does not let biology dictate action, but instead practices mindful presence, understanding that love is not about fleeting pleasure but shared purpose. Women who understand their own bodies cultivate confidence. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, a man's worth is measured by the things he allows to trouble him. True confidence comes not from seeking external validation, but from knowing oneself deeply. Surprise is more powerful than arrogance. The Stoics never boasted, they acted. Seneca would remind us that high expectations often lead to disappointment. Instead of words, let actions reveal our strength. Body language speaks louder than words. Averted eyes may signal disinterest, just as prolonged eye contact suggests confidence. A Stoic observes rather than reacts, understanding that what matters is not how others perceive us, but how we carry ourselves. True pleasure is not in excess but in moderation. The Stoics viewed desire as a test of self-control. The clitoris never ages, modern science says. Yet the Stoics remind us that youth fades, but virtue endures. Seek deeper connections beyond momentary passion. Honesty is a virtue, but wisdom is knowing when to speak. If someone asks, "How do I look?" the Stoic does not deceive, nor does he wound with truth. Instead, he speaks with kindness and tact, practicing virtue over impulse. Solitude can be powerful, but fear of loneliness is a weakness. Seneca wrote, "A wise man is never alone if he has his own thoughts." True strength is found in solitude, while fear of it leads to desperate attachments. Compatibility matters more than impulse. The Stoics did not rush into desires, they tested them. Even today, 80% of people seek compatibility before commitment. This is not fear, it is wisdom. Aging does not weaken desire, it sharpens it. Many women experience more intense emotions with age, just as a Stoic refines his wisdom with time. Do not fear aging. Embrace it as the sharpening of your soul. Alcohol dulls the mind faster in women than in men, but the real lesson, excess weakens judgment. The Stoic does not avoid pleasure but masters it. Control over oneself is the greatest freedom. Desire fluctuates with nature's rhythm. Women's attraction peaks at ovulation, but a Stoic understands that impulse alone is not a guide to action. Epictetus reminds us, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Human nature is predictable. 80% of men will glance at a woman's body, just as women unconsciously signal attraction with body language. The Stoic does not deny reality, but refuses to be controlled by it. The mind shapes perception. Couples who share experiences, even watching the same films or engaging in mutual activities, build deeper bonds. This aligns with Seneca's wisdom. True happiness comes from harmony, not indulgence. Never shed tears in front of those who do not understand suffering. Strength is not in hiding emotion, but in knowing when and where to express it. A Stoic does not suppress pain, he transforms it into wisdom. A 1,000-mile journey begins with a single step. The Stoic knows that great love, deep wisdom, and true mastery over self are not found in sudden moments, but in continuous, disciplined action. Women do not dress for men, but for themselves. Just as the Stoic does not act for applause but for virtue. External appearance is shaped by many factors, but true attractiveness comes from inner confidence. Desire is a double-edged sword. Frequent intimacy increases passion, but the Stoic remembers that indulgence without discipline weakens the will. Balance is the path to lasting strength. The wise man does not fear old age, nor does he chase youth. A woman can experience pleasure even beyond 90 years, just as a Stoic finds joy not in fleeting moments, but in a life well lived. Depression can strike even in moments of pleasure. The Stoic understands that emotions are like the tides, temporary, yet powerful. Mastery over the self is learning to ride the waves rather than be drowned by them. Wisdom is found in observation. If you have absorbed these truths, reflect on them. Are you the master of your mind, or is your mind mastering you? Like this video, share your thoughts, and remember, virtue is the highest pleasure.